the live Sesh, I will message you and link just a few, but I am loving the pics and videos. Thanks so much for tuning in, you guys. Alright, so if you guys haven't checked it out yet, please go check out our new video uploads on YouTube and stay up to date on all of our new Posh and Shop updates. And please go check out all of our new products that we have uploaded on the Poshmark site. We have clothing apparel, hair accessories, we have hair extensions, wigs, eyelash extensions, and we are going to be adding so much more within the next few days. So stay posted, check out all of our amazing products, and send us over any bidding amounts. Like if it's too out of your price range, keep us posted, send over offers, and we'll try to match them or find a median point. That way it is something that fits within your budgetary constraints and also is most conducive for you as our customers. We love you guys so much, and we love all the support that we've gotten from you guys throughout the years. You guys have really helped DKH become more than my baby of a company that I wanted to be a dream come true. You guys have truly brought it to fruition. You guys have shown a lot of support throughout the years, and it has meant so much to us. And I really couldn't send any more love out than the love that I try to send you guys every time I send a message out to you guys, and any of the love that has been accepted from you guys. I'm so happy that it was accepted and that you guys have been able to thanks so much for joining, you guys. I'm so glad that it's received so much feedback. Again, this was my baby of a company that was just a dream of mine when I was during my later teen years, and I wanted to pursue fashion designing. And it started as a dream of a in-home literal my sewing machine, me literally making the clothing and then planning to have it shipped out to people. And then when I did the product launch during my late teens before I turned 20, I was like, okay, so the original goal for the company is going to be literally me making the products in-house and shipping them out. And yeah, of course. And it is shipped. This is my gram to you guys. So I told you I'm partnering with the owner of Heads Up L.L.C to bring you guys the wigs and the lashes. So please stay posted. Check out all of our amazing products. We've got extensions available on the Posh site also, and we will be bringing fragrances and body care sets within the next few days. So please just stay posted. Bear with us as we add in some of the amazing goodies that you guys are going to love. And as stated before, go check out our Posh site. You can find us on Poshmark, and in order to get to our shop site, you can literally search up DKH Fashion Headquarters or DKH Fashion. You can Google us, DKH Fashion Headquarters LLC. You'll see the links to our websites, our social media sites, and our Posh Shop. If you go through our link for our DKH Fashion Headquarters website, you can find our links to our eBay shop, our TikTok shop, and our Posh Shop. That way you can check out all of our different products that we offer, and each has a different selection. Our TikTok shop has items that were available to be uploaded to the TikTok site. Now, sadly, I wasn't able to add all of our products from each of our seasonal selections. However, our eBay shop has all of our new current launches, as well as some originals from some of our collections dating as far back as 2021. And if you go check out our Posh Shop, you can check some of our original products that were uploaded during the late 20-teens and early 2020s. And see some of our amazing apparel. I am working to clear out our last final bit of in-house inventory. We did a great job of clearing out a bunch of it before I did the move back to California, and I was super stoked, and I was really sad to like put it on pause for a brief bit, but while in the midst of working on schoolwork, teaching special needs children, and enjoying my first venture out and as an adult of owning my own apartment, I really wanted to jet back home and work on continuing our sales performance and connecting with our consumers. While being in California, however, I was able to work on another venture, which was our DKH Legal Aid venture, and was able to start a lot of fun projects, such as the YouTube series pertaining legal counseling info, insight, advice, and I did a bunch of research into a bunch of amazing topics that can help you guys, from understanding the courtroom structures to understanding legal parameters, including aspects such as the decriminalization of drug use and the parameters throughout the country, as well as aspects covering things such as the death penalty and the standards in which have followed through within society from the past to today, and the progression of the sentencing. But overall, you guys, I really couldn't wish for, ask for a better fan base to stay up to date and to follow through the story of the progression of DKH, my life, my family, and so much more than each of you. So I just have to send so much love out to each of you and to thank each of you for really just tuning in and following our story and showing support throughout the years. It's truly meant a lot to me, and I love you guys so freaking much. Alright, so again, thanks you guys for tuning in. I'm going to send out a few hi messages to you guys and do a few shout outs to you guys to thank you guys for tuning in and joining. Thanks for joining Mama Marie, Anthony Kira, Elma Quema, Moondog 7, Herberto Santos, Mook, Sammy Martinez, Ed Sertz, Jerry Dutton, Mano Chill 34, John Carey 9001, Neil 357, thanks Shazad Vim for liking and sending so much love and support over. Oh my gosh. And thanks for sending over some gifts. Oh, love you guys. Thanks also for joining Carla, Ginyor, Riddick, Vicky Ferguson 7, Pamparan, Zahir Kochran 3, and so many more of you guys. You guys are super awesome. I want to make this live a tad more extensive than the other sets that I've done over the past few days, as I have been working to wind down while being back home and working on the new product uploads and ensuring that everything is up to par, managing the website and working on schoolwork, and jumping back into the flow of my typical work life and my family flow. I literally wanted to give you guys the basic details, the overviews, and then jump back to working on everything else also on the mid. So the live sessions have been relatively brief. Thanks so much for tuning in, you guys. So in doing so, I wanted to create a live session today that'll be more so towards our typical flow of being like a bit more lengthy. I would say we typically do like a live sesh around like 30 minutes or so, where we really get to like connect. You guys have more time to send over comments, as stated with the Ask Me Anything option there. You guys can send over any topics. I typically do co-hosting and guest sessions where people are able to join and add a little bit more of like an flow to it. I typically connect with other hosts. I've actually been cutting down on that a decent bit over the past few months, Well, I returned to California. I had a bunch of co-hosts pop up, and in the midst of me literally talking like full-on business floats they typically do, they were like sending over like match requests, and I was like, when I initially started doing the lives on TikTok, I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, of course, after I do like the overview of the flow, we can of course do like our fun sessions and add in the matches, but with me not being able to like literally, oh my gosh, thanks so much Dorian Sofa, that was so freaking cute and adorable. I'm gonna like pin this. Let's see, send a reply. One sec, guys. Dorian commented your skin is pretty. That is like so freaking adorable and cute. Oh gosh. Alright you guys, so I typically don't do like the comment breakdown. Macaroni Higginbottom, are you still in the like viewing Sesh? Probably not. 9 times out of 10, people like pop in and they do like like obscene comments. They tend to like pop out after. But as I was sitting with the co-host and the guest feature, I like don't know how to like remove the co-host or the guest while like doing the live session without like literally resetting it. So I was like, okay, so macaroni egg and bottom. That was and then you're like a number one gifter. I was gonna say that was like a bit of a like out there comment, and then you're like a number one gifter. So it's like, I don't know. It's like, was your comment supposed to be controversial, but you're actually like a lover? I don't know how to remove your comments. Okay, so I don't know how to remove like hosts or guests, and I don't know how to remove the comments. I have tried in the past because there were a few that were like overly religious comments that were like made to be like homophobic, and then there were a few like racial comments. So I was like, how do I remove the comments during like the midst of the flow so it doesn't get like super weird? I could not figure it out, so I was like, we're going to have to just leave it at the normal spiel of the comments, like literally stay. Um, However, I as I stated before, I make this a super open community. I don't work to really hold anybody back or siphon anyone's creativity, their mindset, or whatever they would choose to bring to the table. But I do want it to stay as a basis where we are literally conducive as towards the needs of each other and as towards the lifestyles of each other. So I want it to be an LGBTQ friendly environment always, a racial acceptance, or should I say racially non-biased environment always. And I want it to be a community where we can literally just talk about freaking like fun stuff. Like you guys can send over topics at any point and I'll literally like do like a full on like overview of that freaking topic if I have any insight out towards it. If not, as you guys know, I love doing research, so I can always pull up some facts about it and then cover a topic. But I want it to be a conducive, fun environment. That way, when we each scroll through the comments or so and see what's going on throughout, nobody feels like offended. You don't want anybody to like pop in, or like I would say from like any age group, from any like race or nationality or anywhere throughout the world, to feel like offended while scrolling through the comments and wondering what's going on. Like it's like I'm just like literally giving you guys like the overview, and then there are the comments that are just like a bit out there, and I don't want it to be that kind of environment. I want people to kind of like pop in, feel welcome, feel accepted, and feel like it's going to be a fun, conducive environment as we are working to make it be. So okay, one sec, you guys, checking a few updates. Oh my gosh, thanks so much for sending over the love, you guys. Alright, so let's see. Yeah, so macaroni egg and bottom. I'm glad that like the that we were able to touch base on that, and thanks so much for sending the gifts to me level for Dorian. I am reading your comment now. Let's see, he like man, he born that was, well at 4 he like boys. Oh, well, that's interesting. Alright, so my family member is very much trapped. When he was like 4 years old, he liked man. He was born that way. Well, at 4, he liked boys. Oh, that's adorable. And growing up and watching like TV shows and getting to know others and their stories, I gained a lot of insight as towards people, and actually, as working as an educator, also. I learned that a lot of people kind of know who they are at a very young age. I had experiences where I was like a lot younger, where I was like kind of I didn't really know of the gender notions or the sexuality notions when I was a lot younger. It wasn't really something that was talked about within my household. So it wasn't something that I really had the common knowledge of. And as I grew older, I learned to understand the, parameters of being, straight, bisexual, gay, a lesbian, and then as I grew older through my teen years, the notion grew from LGBTQ, which I say LGBT, to LGBTQ, and then plus, and then LGBTQIA plus, and then so many other notions. So I really didn't understand what the entire aspect of it truly meant. And as I grew older, I also learned that a lot of people who transition to be transgender in our modern society kind of knew who they were and gained the support of their family members at a really young age. So as to understanding that aspect of, liking boys at a very young age, that kind of sets the notion as towards who they are and understanding and accepting who they are at a really young age. So it overall isn't a bad thing, and it's something that helps you to embrace and understand others at a really early point, and it gives you that time to truly grow and understand the aspects that they go through in life as they go through them, and to cherish and to work with them through those moments. So there's always that support system. Thanks so much for the follows, you guys. But overall, yeah, it's super interesting in itself. I am still, let's say, well, overall, I wouldn't say still. I have found my notions within the society, and I have found my overall gender notion. And growing through life, I honestly wasn't sure which gender notion I would be able to conform towards. I was like, I don't know if I can conform towards being like, just like a male or just like a female. And I was like, what would that be? And then I learned about gender fluidity when I was like during my mid-teens. And then for a decent bit of my life up until like my late teens, I was like, maybe I am like just gender fluid. Maybe that's like my overall gender notion. If you guys go check out my social media, such as like Instagram or so, you guys can see all of my old pictures throughout the years. I believe my first post on Instagram after I revamped my page was around like 2013, but I always supported like the cropped flow. I was really open with my fashion sense. It was kind of my Californian pieces type of flow mixed with my experience of finding what fit not only my body type, but overall what made me feel the most comfortable. And as I grew into my early 20s, I did a tad bit of research, and I was like, maybe I'm like non-binary or so. Like, let's see if I do like a tad bit of research and that if that covers how I actually feel. And in doing so, it did. And I was like, this is gonna be my gender notion. That way, there isn't that sense of the all of a sudden understanding of what it truly means and what would be my gender identity. So my gender identity became non-binary, and it has been something that it's been my close notion that I'm able to inform others upon and set a basis that way there's that understanding level of there's no hostility to be held within a conversation when somebody identifies me and they're like, as a male or as a female. I always tell them, I'm like, and identifying my gender identity, if you identify me as a male or a female, and then there's that initial moment when they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't mean to say the wrong gender identity, and I always tell them, I'm like, no, it's okay. Like literally, I'm non-binary, so in picking a gender identity, you are able to continue with that notion throughout our conversation and flow. That way we can continue to have a conducive conversation without having to stagger upon the gender notion. And in the identities portion where they're like, what are your pronouns? I'm like, my pronouns are they, them, theirs. But in the alternate moments when there's the notion of the identifying aspects of male or female, I'm like, you can say he, she, hers, his, they, them, theirs, and we'll set the notion to cover every aspect. That way there's no snag point, and that way it kind of sticks towards the flow of, fluidity and or should I say, the non-binary flow. My non-binary flow will be not setting the gender notion, but with the notion of not setting the gender notion, I don't stifle others on expecting them to adhere towards that notion. So if the he or she aspect is identified or brought within the conversation, it is allowed. That way there's that acceptance flow of a conducive atmosphere overall. But I feel like that's more so towards my business savvy flow. For most others who are non-binary, it's the strict they, them, theirs aspect. With my business aspect, I choose to work with my consumers, my clients, my co-workers, and anybody that I meet to ensure them that there's that aspect where the need to feel guilt doesn't need to be present within our conversational flow, and that acceptance is stressed upon within our conversation and flow. But great aspect, and thanks for bringing that to the table, Dorian. Okay, so I just saw your other comment about reading your comment and giving you some feedback. I'm hoping that helped a tad bit. Macaroni, which restroom do I use? Let's see. I typically use the family restroom because I love having like my own personal space. Overall, and I feel like it's less like like awkward overall, because it's like being at home in your own bathroom, the like overall flow. Plus, I typically will literally have like my moments where I'm like fixing my hair or my outfit and checking my phone or so. I might snap like some pics and then upload those on like social media on like platforms for like the brief like momentary pics, like such as like Snapchat or Instagram stories. So it's like really one of my favorites. And then there's also the added aspects that there's typically like the bag holding like area or like the coat hanging section, so I can like hang my coat up, and then there's a separate area where I can place my bag, so it's like I don't have to worry about where to place my bag or my coat, and then I can just go to the bathroom, and then it's conducive. And then after I finish, it's like literally just like me getting like redressed practically by adding back on my jacket and then grabbing my bag, making sure that I'm like all set, outfit checks, and then kind of like the typical flow, but with the added aspect of the covered notions throughout for aspects that I would typically go like within the stall. It's like, setting your bag up there. Then it's like, should I put my jacket on the coat rack first, or should I set my bag on the coat rack first? And then it's like, as you go through the notions, you have to check what kind of bag type you have, what type of jacket you're wearing for that day. If your jacket is like a very thin jacket, you can put it like over your coat. If your jacket is like a thick jacket, you have to put it on like first, and then put your like bag on top of it, and then it's like just making sure. And then it's like your bag strap situation. It's like a thin strap, it's like a thick strap. Should I put it on first? Should I put it on second? Like kind of float. So it's one of my favorites to use, like the family bathrooms. Aside from that, I use the women's bathroom, of course. Yeah, that's my overview on that one for macaroni. For Dorian, for your other comments, so when you were a little boy, did you know you like boys? So when I was a lot younger, I actually did, but I wasn't really like quite sure on how I felt about that aspect. I was like, is this really who I am? Is this something that I am like going to continue to question throughout life? And then I had a lot of there was the added aspect that a lot of people go through where it's like, I had a lot of girlfriends. There were a lot of moments when I was like, I like girls and stuff like that. So it's like, do I question who I am? Do I make like this big change, or do I say, I'm not who I am, and how I felt was not how I felt because of that aspect? And I was like, I'm not going to psych myself out. Like, I do have that aspect. But with being a lot younger and being around like kids my own age, I was like, maybe I don't like, I don't know, like boys like that, because those are during our awkward years, and I feel like a lot of us question ourselves during like our younger years, and it's like when we're around like the most people that are going through their awkward phases. So I was like, these guys aren't like cute. They're not like freaking like something that's really like adding to that aspect of me like questioning my sexuality. So I was like, maybe I'm just like, straight or so. But then I was like, maybe I'm like somewhere in the middle, but I didn't know about bisexuality when I was a lot younger. So I was like, maybe so I was like, do I just go, it's like, for guys, it's just like, I'm bi, or I'm straight, or I'm gay. And then for girls, it's like, I'm a lesbian, or I'm straight. And I was like, what's that middle aspect? What if I kind of like guys and I kind of like girls? And I wasn't really sure about it. And then there weren't really any guys that really were like adding to that aspect of me really questioning my sexuality. And then I had like a few moments where there were like these guys that I like really did like. They were like super freaking cute. They were like down to earth, and then there was like that close like friendship level, but it wasn't like something that I really wanted to pursue. But it was like, that attraction level. But then I was kind of just, like maybe it's more so because I'm like hormonal, and then with going through my early years, I was like, maybe I'm just like in that flow where I'm like kind of like feeling it. And then I'm like, maybe I'm just like, I don't know. Okay, you're gonna have to add like the aspect on there. I'm hoping this doesn't get like the video flagged. I'm gonna like break it down, the horn and then dash mark E kind of like flow. So I was like, maybe that's like what kind of like adds to that, and maybe that's like, why I'm feeling that way. Like maybe I'm just like, like in the midst of that flow where I'm like kind of just like feeling it, but it's like I'm not really into that person like that kind of way. So for a lot of moments that really like helped me like kind of like stay level minded. But as I grew older, like during like my high school years, I was like, maybe I do like guys like overall. And I was like, I got back to like my sticking to focusing on my studies flow that I've had throughout my entire life, even now as I work to complete my bachelor's degree, and I'm working to maintain my GPA to, keep my grade point average of like a 3.5. I was like, maybe if I ever like focus outside of my studies, and focus on, pursuing relationships again, I may be able to understand what I am like into in that sense. And while focusing on my studies and working to join the student council at my first high school, Patriot in California, we were working on an event with the other student councils from each grade level. And while working on the setup for the event, I was with the freshman class council section, and the guy who ended up becoming my first boyfriend was on the seniors class council. And he approached me during the midst of it. And he was like, you're really cute. And he was like super adorable and flirty. And during the midst of our conversation, we were kind of like back and forth a bit about, like just like being caught in that daze moment. And he was just very like forthcoming with how he felt. And in the midst of it, we ended up starting our first relationship. Now, me being within my first relationship with a male, it was super awkward for me. And I was like, I don't want everybody to know that I'm like, changing my sexuality within like the drop of a hat without anyone kind of having any notion towards it. So I was just super awkward about it. But it was really great. It was that cool experience. We would like pop up and meet up, like meeting up during like early hours and setting schedules for like events to like converse were like our typical flow type of thing, and setting like outing events. He would like go on outings with like his friends since they were like a lot older to like go like do events where they're like, we're paying because we freaking work and stuff. And I was like still like super young. I was like freaking like 13 and 14. Well, I was like 14ish, and I was like, I don't really work out. I don't really have my own funds, but I was like asked my freaking stepdad at that time to like literally assist with like fund expenditures. But I felt really like awkward doing events and such. But I wasn't really like shy from going to events with him. I wasn't shy from being seen with him. There were just those moments where I really just was like, I'm not sure if I want to disrupt my typical routine to pursue something that I was like never really that sure about. And I just kind of learned as I grew older that my major aspect that contributed to me doing that at a younger age was the one-on-one flow, the expectancy to really be able to connect with somebody on a personal level, and then to take the personal flow and add that connectivity into our day-to-day flow that way. And thanks so much for sending to Love Mallory for creating that atmosphere where we can combine our one-on-one energy to create that sense of a partnership while in group settings and environments. And with us not having that basis when I was so young and in my first relationship with another male, I was not really comfortable doing so. But it was still like really cute in itself. We got to like connect. We texted a lot. And that's how my mom ended up actually figuring out that I was like, let's see, I would say discovering my sexuality at that younger point. She saw our text messages. They were being forwarded over from our texting platform to my email address, and my mom was using my email at the time, so she like got like a log of like all of our text messages, and she was like, so I went through our emails and I saw the updates. So do you have a boyfriend? And I was like, me being super honest, I kind of wanted to beat around the bush and like literally like, tell like a bit of a white lie about it. I literally ended up telling her like, yeah, I do. And she was like, well, because I was just wondering, because like, I saw the text and I was like, what's going on? And I was like, oh my god, yeah, like I do. Like I'm super like embarrassed right now. Like I'm still like wondering about my own sexuality, and you're literally confronting me about this like mega freaking moment of me like, it's not even like I was still, it's not even like it's like an X-rated freaking like video or picture popped up. It's like, no, this is literally like the conversation log of me and my current boyfriend. And it's like, it's a big step from questioning to literally being within a relationship with somebody. So I was kind of like caught off guard by the entire flow, but she was extremely supportive, and it really helped me to work towards understanding myself and not only my sexuality but my gender identity in years later to come, and it has helped to shape who I am now currently. All right, you guys, let's see. Tacoma Mike, send some more insight. Thanks for sending some love overall. So, here, I'll send over a comment to you also. First diagnose with what? I'm going to need some insight. Oh gosh, I just taking my mirror off my mirror. Wait 1 sec, guys. Thanks so much, Tan on Bolsaso. Oh gosh, thanks so much, Leo Sims 805. Oh my gosh. Oh, thanks so much, Mallory. I'd love to collaborate with you too. If you have any ideas, send over some direct messages. You can also connect with me on Instagram. You can find me at Narcissus, NARCISSU.S_ or Narci, NARCI.E_, and you can DM me there and we can kind of touch base, plan out some collaborative actions or interesting campaigns or so, and work towards, doing something fun together. I would love to collaborate with you. I love collaborative projects overall, so definitely touch base with me and we can work on creating a fun collaborative effort and maybe do some fun content together or work on like an ad campaign or so. Leo Sims 805. Thanks so much. You just became my number 2 gifter. Okay, you guys. Now I've got my heart puff little like notion up there. I always set it to like 100,000, but if you guys can send some heart puffs, please send those over. I literally love those. They're like my favorite. I was like picking the like gifter goal set and I was like, I love the heart puffs. They're so cute, but I am like a mega freaking heart lover. With getting back home, I literally like was like working to rearrange my room and set everything back to the way it was like before I left. So I reset out like a bunch of my typical go-tos. But in resetting my decorations, I was like, oh gosh, like on top of being like a mega heart lover, I'm a seasonal events and decorations lover. And due to the fact that I left home during the beginning of fall, I wasn't able to set out my fun decorations such as my mini pumpkin. And then I had my pumpkin jack-o'-lantern little like holder sets out for like the first like day or so of me being home, or should I say the first like 2 days of me being home. And I've kept out my happy pumpkin spice season cute little like paperweight set, and I freaking love it. I was like, okay, so my jack-o'-lantern sets are gonna have to go with my decorations for next year, and then I'll bring them out for spooky season. But as for my pumpkin, I was like, if I have my pumpkin spice paperweight, I can keep out my pumpkin. That way it is still justified. And then it adds like the really cute, like super seasonal pop, and it's been like my freaking fave flow. But I literally love hearts. As you guys can see in my painting back there, I put a bunch of my self-portraits in the back area. That way they're all together. And then I set my other paintings along my bed area. That's the matching set of inspirational and deep thoughts. A lot of them have like hearts well, sure, should I say, my purple painting has hearts incorporated into it. I literally love hearts. So, as towards the notion of the heart puffs, why the heart puffs over the roses? I love hearts, and whenever I send out heart puffs to other live creators, it kind of adds to that notion of like super fun, super cute, and towards my love of the shape of hearts. Which guys, one brief sec. I'm gonna like pop in and then check my live set on my other device and see if I still have any coins on here. I'm completely unsure. I think literally spent the last of my tokens on another live creator, so I might be out. So let's see. Oh my gosh, it's so funny, like seeing myself on live, like literally, like wait, and then I'll turn it and like just a sec, and then it's like. Mallory, thanks so much. Okay, let's see. Oh gosh, it says recharge. I think I'm out. Okay, let's try to send a heart puff. Oh gosh, no, I'm out. Thanks so much for sending so much love, you guys. I love you. Okay, I'm waiting to see if it like pops up. Ah, cool. I love like touching it to like see like pop up flow from the other device to this one. Okay, awesome. Chat, but it's great to be able to touch base with you guys and to be able to connect with you guys. I'm going to scroll through, send out some more hi messages and some more love. And if there are any other questions, you guys feel free to send them through and we'll go through and do like an overview before we conclude the live sesh. Thanks so much, you guys, for being awesome and for tuning in again as always, and for always being super great, sending so much love through, and for just being so very amazing. Thanks, AZ1 Corn, for sending over so much love, and you just became my number 3 gifter. Thanks so much. We may be all caught up. Oh, okay. Now we still feel. Thanks for joining, Lanchani, 2+ Kathy, Dorian, of course, Sky Gencia. Why you asking? Someone Torare. Let's see, are we all caught up? Yeah, because we got back to Mook. Alright, yeah, thanks so much for tuning in, you guys, and for being super awesome, for sending over some great questions and topics for us to cover. And if you guys tune in for other live sessions, don't be afraid to send over more amazing topics and questions for us to cover throughout the live sesh. I love you guys so much. Oh, thanks, Monique. And she literally just popped in and like stole like the number 1 freaking gifter spot. It's so freaking cute. Alright, I love you guys so much, and I will connect with you guys in the next one, and we'll touch base more about the Posh updates, and, or should I say, as the Posh updates continue, I will keep you guys posted throughout our live sessions, and as the new products are added, I will keep you guys posted as towards the body and fragrance sets and the conclusion of the amazing products to be added within the next week. I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you later. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and stay awesome, exceptional, and continue to thrive, you amazingly awesome individuals. Love you guys so much.